The latest numbers from the Census Bureau show about 1/3 of people here in the Bay Area are part of the AAPI community. Now, that's a big voting bloc when it comes to November's big election. Ann Makovic has more on the importance of the AAPI vote. Ann?
Yeah, while California's population is just over 16% from Asian descent, the Bay Area as a whole is much more like Santa Clara County, more than 41%, and San Francisco, more than 37%. Just last year, San Francisco hosted the APEC Summit, the annual conference focusing on how to promote trade and investments around the Pacific. So world leaders traveled to the Bay for that week-long event, including Chinese President Xi Jinping, who met face-to-face with President Biden. San Francisco Mayor London Breed just returned from a trip to China, an effort to boost ties and tourism. She met with electronic companies and airline carriers, and China agreed to send pandas over to the San Francisco Zoo. As the mayoral race is underway in San Francisco, there is a push to focus on the city's Asian vote. Prominent voices in the AAPI community are coming out with endorsements for London Breed and her challengers.
If the election were held today, I would definitely say the city is on the upswing, and we should not be changing course.
San Francisco desperately needs new leadership, new and accountable leadership, and the time is now.
That was Kit Lamb you just heard from, who just threw his support behind candidate Daniel Lurie. In Alameda County, 1 in 3 people is of Asian descent. Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao is the daughter of Hmong refugees, and the Oakland Chinatown Chamber of Commerce has been a political powerhouse of its own. They've held news conferences calling for increased safety measures in the neighborhood and set up their own foot patrols to make up for a lack of police presence. And Chamber President Carl Chan is one of the people behind the recall election for Alameda County's district attorney. But when it comes to holding elected office, the AAPI community is underrepresented, according to Bay Area Equity Atlas, holding just 12% of elected positions in the Bay Area. Liz.
Ann, thanks so much. Well, still ahead in our special AAPI conversation, an Asian American advocacy organization is flipping the script, how they are going from hate to love. Plus, we're digging into the issues at the heart of this community. 2 leaders joining us live in studio. Stay with us. The group Stop AAPI Hate was formed in 2020 in San Francisco to track incidents of hate and violence against their community. Now, 4 years later, they are launching a new project. It's called Spread AAPI Love. Take a look at what they put together. There are stories and videos from members of the community. The group says they want to show that they are more than just victims of violent crime. They want to celebrate strength, power, and cultural pride. And now AAPI culture is on full display in the Bay Area really year-round. But this year, San Francisco's Chinatown started a monthly night market. It's modeled after markets in Asia with dozens of restaurants and vendors. There was a night market during the APEC Summit that was so popular, they decided to hold it the second Friday of the month. Those are drummers from the 46th annual Nikkei Matsuri Festival in San Jose's Japantown, where thousands of people turned out for the event to celebrate the Japanese American community. And this is a look at Oakland's Lunar New Year parade, celebrating the Year of the Dragon. The spectacular parade came back last year after a 30-year hiatus. San Francisco also held its annual Chinese New Year parade. And joining me now is Carl Chan, who is the president of the Oakland Chinatown Chamber of Commerce, and Charles Jung with the Asian Justice Movement. Thank you so much for joining us today, gentlemen.
We're so happy to see you.
Thank you.
You know, 4 years ago, 2020, the beginning of the pandemic, every single day we were reporting on attacks on the Asian community across the Bay Area. Men and women, it seems like every day were being attacked. 4 years later, how have things changed? Have they changed?
In fact, because of the media and also the entire community coming together, we're able to battle this, AAPI hate. Mm-hmm. And like you said, now it's about time for us to do the celebration and to embrace the culture and so bring people back together. So, and again, this is a time that not only to celebrate the AAPI 8 month, but also for us to come together to celebrate all different cultures. And I have to say, this country is the most diverse country, but especially in the Bay Area.
Given the attacks on the community, though, do you feel like that has bonded people together? Are you feeling the support now from city leadership?
Absolutely. I think, when all these things are happening, our entire community is not only in Oakland, but the entire Bay Area, so San Francisco Bay Area. In fact, we have a conference together within Canada, US, so we all come together. And remember, we're here to heal, we're here to build.
We see more events like the Spread AAPI Love and the Chinese New Year parades and the parades in Oakland as well and across the Bay Area. Why are those events so important?
They're important because this month is a recognition of the possibility of unity and uplift in our community. This month is really an outshoot of the Asian American movement, which was founded in the Civil Rights Movement. And it's not just about opposing things or wrongs, but it's also about unity and uplift.
So you're really flipping the script as to what's been the past 4 years, no question. Where would you like to see it go in the future?
What I'd like to see is a true equality. We've made progress in some respects, but in other respects, the AAPI community is not well represented either in political leaders or in viewpoint. And in some respects, I'll give an example. In the corporate workplace, very few people know that Asian Americans are promoted at the lowest rate of any racial group. So some of the challenges that we faced are really harken back to the origins of the Civil Rights Movement. We're talking about 1964 style discrimination, and we demand equality in public policy, on the streets, and in the workplace.
Earlier in this newscast, we mentioned that the AAPI community makes up a huge block of voters here in the Bay Area and across the nation, for that matter. What are the key issues that you'd like to see addressed in this election?
I think most importantly, because of all these incidents happening in our community, so many of us have decided, because many of us did not want to be voters. I mean, even though they qualified, but now that they realize that they have to be out there and having their voice being heard. So many people now are becoming registered voters, and not only that, many folks have decided to do one thing. We want to make sure that we'll have a report card for all the elected officials or people that will be running for office, and making sure that they will be advocating for all of us. And remember, we have come a long way. And once again, we want to be taking our duty and do our citizens' responsibility, and we will go out and vote. So this year, you will see many of us will be out there voting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you've been very outspoken in your support for the recall election of DA Pamela Price in Alameda County. What do you want to see change in that community?
I think the most important thing is we have talked about it many, many times. Besides the AAPI community, we have talked to everybody, in the entire city, the county, everyone. They're saying that the utmost priority now is public safety. So if we can bring back the public safety, and so that our seniors can walk down the street, don't have to be afraid, and our kids can go to school and not being, or on the freeway being shot, that is priceless. So I think we need to do that and to keep everyone safe.
Today we're kicking off AAPI Month, where we're celebrating this culture, but it really should continue 12 months out of the year. What do you want to see happen for the rest of this year in terms of celebrating this culture that's so important to the Bay Area?
I think this is a time for us to celebrate in unity as a community. There's so many temptations to fracture, but where we can stand together as a movement, we're stronger together. I also think this is a time for us to prepare. We did see a noticeable uptick in anti-Asian violence during the 2016 election. We happen to see, some replication of the candidates this time around. And so I think as a community, we have to be prepared.
All right. Charles and Carl, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Well, coming up in our special AAPI conversation, we'll have an in-studio taste test of what you can expect from the People of Color Food and Wine Festival. And remember, you can always watch us anytime, anywhere on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. Catch all of our live newscasts plus news and weather updates throughout the day. You can find us on the free CBS News app or on Pluto TV. Welcome back to our kickoff to AAPI Heritage Month. Joining me now are Gina Rosales and Ashley Yao from the POC People of Color Food and Wine Festival. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. We're so excited.
So I went on your website and it looks like maybe the most fun party that's happening this weekend. Tell us about it. Where is it? Where can people come enjoy?
So it's launching tomorrow. We're opening and closing with these family meals, these beautiful family meals featuring tomorrow a Palestinian family meal with Reims, California. And then Saturday is the main event. So you can come on Saturday to the main dish featuring 20 different chefs being paired with winemakers, non-alcoholic beverage brands, get a taste of everything. You can stay for a CBD wine sound bath or even the Brown is Beautiful after party. So we got a little bit of something for everyone.
Major variety there. You know, it's interesting you talk about lots of food and wine festivals, but this one specifically, it's for everybody. Everybody can join, but you're highlighting companies that are run by people of color. Why is that so important in the food and beverage industry right now?
Yeah, you know, a lot of times we are invited to these festivals and we get to be included, but sometimes it can feel like tokenization. But at this festival, we're really lifting up diverse groups and they are the main dish. They are the ones being featured and we get to tell their stories.
They are the main dish. I like that. Okay, we know there's going to be wine.
Yes.
We know there's going to be fabulous food, but it's not just alcoholic drinks that are going to be highlighted, right? We're seeing kind of this movement in non-alcoholic drinks. And usually, a couple years ago, you go to a festival like this and your only option was water or soda. And that was it. But now we're seeing all these really cool things. And you're the owner of this new brand.
Yes,
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Case Tea is a Taiwanese Filipino tea brand. So I was actually born and raised in Taiwan. So I grew up drinking tea basically every day. And when I moved to the States for college, I realized I wasn't really at the center of a lot of social interactions the way it was back home. So it was always been a dream of mine to kind of bring tea to the forefront to these, social gatherings. And so it's just really an honor that Gina invited us to be here at the POC Food and Wine Festival.
I love this.
Thank you.
And are you seeing more in the food and beverage industry that people are actually opting to not drink? I mean, is that becoming really a trend that you're seeing?
Yes, definitely. I think with a lot of younger folks, we're kind of realizing that, there's no reason to be, inebriating ourselves every weekend. I love seeing my friends, but I also love not having a hangover and enjoying delicious tea, which is really good for you, but also
options.
tasty.
Yeah. Let's cheers. Let's cheers. I want to taste this.
Yeah, this is peach gummy.
Ooh.
Yes, this
We
one's
also have
jasmine,
juice
apple,
box. Yeah.
and passion lychee.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Thank you.
And it's interesting because it really feels special. I mean, so much about having a glass of wine or having a cocktail is the kind of the flavors and how you feel special drinking it, right? But this kind of
It is something
highlights all
special. It's
that.
not just soda, which is like packed full of sugar. You get
Right.
some healthier options. Like dry bars are becoming a thing around the area. People want to socialize, but maybe drinking isn't for them.
Yep.
So we have options for everyone.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, can you find your drink in stores around the Bay Area?
Yeah, so you can find it at Luke's Locals, Rainbow Grocery. We're also about to, be in a lot of more chain grocery stores. So we have a store locator.
exciting.
You can also order us on drinkcase.com.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And one more quick bite about where people can find a POC food and wine festival. I can spit it out.
Yeah.
I got my mouth full of this wonderful drink.
It's all good. POCfoodandwine.com
Yeah.
is our website, and this is just the start. This is the beginning of this new community that we're trying to build and really bridge gaps and bring communities together, because all of our cultural communities are important, but how do we come together and create something bigger that we can then build together?
And you can buy tickets online, or you can just show up at the door?
Limited tickets at the door, so I'd say buy online because we might sell out.
Okay, fantastic. You can find more information on our website. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank
and cheers
you.
again. This was
Yeah.
delightful.
Thank you so much.
Little afternoon pick-me-up. I love it.
Definitely.
And we'll be right back. And 1 year ago, we brought you the story about the rediscovery of these long-lost photos. The images showed the faces of Japanese Americans only days before they were shipped off to internment camps in 1942. Now, after that original story aired, several people reached out to our station saying they believed they had recognized their own family members. And just this past month, two cousins from Chicago who saw our story decided to make the journey to Northern California in search of more answers about their family history.
This is our grandfather, Kazuma Hayashi. I saw the first video when my brother sent it to me. He lives in San Francisco. And he lives in the San Francisco area. He forwarded it to me, and then I looked at it and immediately spotted my mother.
Women.
Mom, there she is. I spotted her, and then I spotted my grandmother.
There she is.
Grandma. And my brother was surprised because he had not spotted my grandmother.
So this is Grandma.
Such a great story. Tonight, a follow-up of Ryan Yamamoto's original Clyde Bush Photos story. And thank you so much for joining us for today's conversation as we kick off AAPI Heritage Month. We'd love to hear what you think. Post your thoughts online using the hashtag KPIX. The CBS Evening News is next right here on KPIX, and local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. I'll see you at 5 o'clock.